we're going to make some money today. Like, really? Good morning, guys. It's about 10:30, and I just dropped the kid off at the sitters. I dropped the girlfriend off in Annapolis a little bit earlier, and I got one more errand I got to run before I actually get to work. So I'm starting off really late, but it is what it is. Got a lot on my mind today, and basically I sat down. A lot of stuff happened yesterday. Yesterday was my day off. It's the one day a week where I don't really do anything business related. I spend time with family, although that's probably going to change here in the near future, and I'll explain why in a second. So yesterday a couple things happened. We did our budget. My girlfriend and I sat down, we did the budget. We figured out what needed to happen in order for us to pay like the communal bills and get gas in the car and food on the table and all that stuff, as well as pay for all my business expenses, the website and all that stuff. It's a lot, and it was a little bit eye-opening. I also looked into what it would take for the state of Maryland to officially consider me self-employed. Because I say I'm self-employed, but the state of Maryland, based on what I'm bringing in right now, a little bit from eBay and whatever else I can scrounge up, is basically the state of Maryland considers me unemployed, which is not good because of the financial situation we're in. We kind of need a little bit of help from the state, and as much as that hurts my pride to admit, so I need to be officially considered self-employed. In order to do that, I need to be making the equivalent of 30 hours a week at federal minimum wage, which comes out to be about $215, $216 a week. And that is not what I'm making right now. So the pressure's on. I have to start bringing in money, which means I can't just go home and sit at the computer and work on the book. Even though the book will start bringing in income, I need to be making money now. Patience is great, and I have a lot of patience when it comes to actually building up my business, but when it comes to actually bringing in money, that's something that needs to happen now. So what we're doing today is we're driving up to Baltimore, and we're driving for Postmates. My car is completely fixed. I got an oil change, I got new brakes, I got new tires. We're running good. They're updated insurance, everything's legal, we're good to go, and there is nothing stopping me from using my car to make money. So we're going to drive up, we're going to do Postmates in order to get that $217 a week, which I think is what it actually is, $217. In order to do that, I need to make about a little less than $45 a day. So I'm going to aim for $45 a day. That's if I do it over 5 days. So we're going to see if we can get more than that. We're going to see if we can get up to, $75 to $100 a day. But that is the goal. And then later, when I get home, I'm going to sit down at the computer. I'm going to work on the book, and we're going to do that. So that is the plan for today. Guys, I'm going to be working basically 18-hour days from here on out, from whenever I actually get started to, around 4 in the morning. Thursday Thursday is podcast day. It's probably also going to be blogging day. So, Thursday's content day, which means Tuesdays. By the way, I'm going to start working on Tuesdays now. So Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and Mondays if I can get it, and Saturdays and Sundays if I can get it, I'm going to be working, doing Postmates in the morning and throughout the main part of the day, and then after dinner time coming home and sitting at the computer and working. So just because I'm self-employed doesn't mean I get this like flexible schedule and this great freedom that a lot of these like so-called rock star entrepreneurs like to promote with these 4-hour work weeks where you don't, where you can just hit a couple buttons on a computer and make millions of dollars and take vacations whenever you want. Like, if you want to build a legitimate business and bring in money, like, the only way to really do that is to work. You gotta work. And sometimes that means working, 12, 16, 18 hours a day, that's what I'm gonna have to be doing. So it's gonna be, bringing in money during the day. The only time that's not gonna be the case is if I have a call with a potential client, that's the only time that I'm not gonna be out in Baltimore driving for Postmates. If I got something scheduled that could bring in a potential client, I'm gonna be doing that instead. So, that's what I got going on, guys. Wow. It's a lot on my mind. Pressure is on. I got to start bringing stuff in. So that's the goal for today. And I'll check in a little bit later and see how things go. Talk to you soon. Made it to Baltimore. The Postmates app is on. Now we wait for something to come up. Looks kind of dead right now, so it looks like I'm just gonna be driving around the city and seeing what we can see. Talk to you soon. All right, so we got our first pickup, heading into the restaurant now to grab it and making some money. Talk to you soon. All right, guys, it's 12:07. I just completed my very first Postmates drop-off. Pretty simple. Didn't realize that the tips were done through the app, so no cash tips. Maybe some people will, but still waiting to see what the tip is going to be. But I'm only getting paid like $4 from Postmates itself, so hopefully it's a decent tip. And until then, we're gonna keep driving around and seeing if we can find some more deliveries to do. Talk to you soon. Alright guys, it is about 10 minutes to 2. Been actually last like hour or so had some pretty steady deliveries. So I don't know, we've made about $20 so far, which isn't too bad. That's before tips, so hopefully these people are nice and they're tipping, because that would be very helpful. But as it goes now, if I'm going to operate based on no tips, you know, I've been out here for about 2 hours. So in order to get to where I need to go, you know, I'm going to have to be out here for another like 4 to 6 hours. So it's going to be rough. So I'm really hoping some of these tips come through and I'll be making some more money. Because if not, it's going to be a very, very long day. So for now, I found a nice little place to park. And I'm going to grab myself some food out of my lunchbox. By the way, guys, here's the lesson of today. If you're going to drive with Postmates and you're trying to like save money, make sure you park. Because, make sure you pack a lunch. Because otherwise, you're going to be walking into a whole lot of restaurants that you probably can't afford, and picking up food for people, and you're gonna want to eat all of it. That's been the story of my day. So yeah, it's been interesting. So all right, guys, I'm gonna eat some lunch, and then I'll be talking to you guys a little bit later today. As soon as I'm done with lunch, I'm gonna be driving around looking for some new deliveries. So sorry, a little scattered, really hungry. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. So I've been driving around this city all day. Well, not all day, but for the last 4 hours. And I love this place, man. There's just so much diversity and culture and history in this city. And, you know, it's hard to think and hard to imagine not living around here. I mean, I don't live in the city. I live, you know, about 20 minutes outside of it. But, you know, I call this place my home, nonetheless. You know, it's just an awesome, awesome place. And glad you guys get to come along with me. I've seen some areas that I haven't driven through before. Somehow dodged any parking tickets, which is insane. But you know, now that I said that, I'll probably get one on my next stop. But I don't know. I just I love this place. Gotten a couple deliveries since I got off of lunch, and they took me like north of the hot spots, so I'm heading back down into downtown towards the Inner Harbor, where it's supposed to be a lot I don't know what word I'm looking for, but there's supposed to be a lot more activity on Postmates. That's what I'm looking for, activity. And we'll see if we can get a few more drives in before we have to call it a day. So talk to you soon. I just parked to do a pickup for some food for Postmates, and it happens to be in one of my favorite spots in downtown Baltimore. So I actually should have done this earlier because I was here going to the same restaurant a lot earlier in the day. It was my first pickup actually, but I didn't get a chance to really show you what it was like and like how beautiful some parts of the city are. So I wanted to take a minute, since I have a half hour of parking, to just give you guys a view.
Your destination is on the right.
And for some reason, my GPS is on, so sorry about that. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a quick view of the Inner Harbor, and then we're gonna get back to work. Crazy. I used to work in buildings like this. No walls, no air conditioning, no heating, harsh climates. That's why I started a business. Alright guys, it's 6:15 and good day today. So I told you that, you know, in order for the state to recognize me as being self-employed, I need to be working the equivalent of 30 hours a week at the federal minimum wage, which currently is $7.25. Much too low, if you ask me, but perfect for me in this situation. Anyway, I worked. Now that comes out to about $44 a day or something like that, and or $44.50. I can't remember exactly. Anyway, that's if I work 5 days a week. So, you know, working 5 days a week is a little tough right now because we're having trouble finding babysitters and all that stuff. But the good news is without tips, just the stuff from Postmates, I made about $47 today. So it's not a lot. You know, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a lot at all, but you know, it's more than I had, and it's getting me you know, the results that I need. So the cool thing is I don't know what my tips are yet. Those will come in tomorrow, so I'll even have more on top of that tomorrow, so that'll be cool, hopefully, unless nobody tipped. If nobody tipped, I'm going to be a little bit frustrated, but I'm hoping that the people were nice and they put in tips. I was as nice as I possibly could be to everybody today, and I had some forethought. If somebody ordered something that needed, you know, a fork, I would make sure that there was a plastic fork in the bag, you know, whatever it was. I just did little extra things to make sure that everybody was happy. And this last one that I did took me way out of the way. I was hoping to get 2 more in. I wanted to get a total of 10 deliveries done today. I ended up with 9, so that's not too bad. And the only reason I ended up with 9 is because my final delivery took me way up to Reisterstown, which for those of you who don't know the state of Maryland at all, it's well, basically in the middle of nowhere. So by the time I got up there and delivered the food, it was time to go and head down to Annapolis to pick up my girlfriend. So the money-making portion of the day is complete. Next up is the, well, gotta go get my girlfriend, then we're gonna go home, gonna eat dinner, put the kid to bed, and then I gotta sit down at my computer and hopefully get a little bit more done on the book. So that's the goal. It's gonna be a late night, but I'll check back in with you guys when I'm sitting down at the computer. So thank you very much, by the way, for joining me on my little tour of Baltimore. It's my favorite city in the world, hands down. I mean, I haven't been to any cities outside of the U.S., but it's by far my favorite city. You know, it's home. I will always have an emotional attachment to Baltimore. So thank you guys for allowing me to show that to you. And I'll talk to you guys when I'm sitting down at my computer. It's going to be a few hours, so enjoy your evening. Talk to you soon. Alright guys, it's about 20 minutes to 10. Baby's asleep, girlfriend's going to bed, and booting up the computer now, backing up some files, and not really sure what we're going to do right now. I'm thinking we're going to do some website testing, bring in a little bit more money, and we'll see. We'll see. I was going to work on the book, but I don't think I'm going to do that tonight. I'll work on it a little bit tomorrow. If I can bring in, enough money tonight, then I'll work on the book tomorrow after I do the podcast and write the blog. So tomorrow we'll be back to work on the business. But for now, we're going to focus on making some money. So I'm going to be up for a while. Talk to you soon. Alright guys, it's about 10 minutes to 2. Getting ready to call it quits. I gotta upload all the footage from today into the editing software so I can get you guys your video, but other than that, it's all done. So tomorrow's content day. We're doing the blog, we're doing the podcast, and I am thinking I'm going to save the actual editing of the video till tomorrow. So we're just gonna go ahead and upload everything tonight, but we're not doing the editing. I'm way too tired. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for coming to Baltimore with me, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good night, morning. Don't even know what it is anymore. See ya.